It is Kendrick with Technology Interpreters, and I'm going to be going really fast today, but I'm going to be really thorough because I challenged myself to get a video out every day. And guess what? It is 11:17, and I need to get this hack done and actually get it uploaded to YouTube before 12 o'clock to not break my promise. So anyway, don't care. We're going to go into it. So let's go ahead and start the hack. Today, we're going to be doing something really cool because we're actually going to be we're going to be doing like remote file inclusion. Basically, we're going to be doing some really cool stuff. All right, so let's start off. And we're going to do the nmap minus p minus. Let me explain this. Explain this. So minus p minus means basically we're going to scan all 65,535 ports. If you don't understand ports on TCP/IP, you need to look up TCP/IP ports and read it, understand it. Okay. We're also going to do a min rate dash 5,000. This is like the number of like this. I don't know if it's the number of times per second, but bottom line is the min rate, the higher the min rate, the faster the scan goes, but also the noisier the scan and easier to detect it, okay? So if you're trying not to be discovered, you're gonna go low and slow. But if you wanna go fast, you crank this up, min rate, and it'll like scan much faster. So that's what we're gonna do, min rate to speed the process up. And then we're also gonna do minus SV to get the version of the software that it's trying to detect. And then finally, we need the actual IP address of the server. So let's go ahead. We're going to be in the labs and we're going to be hacking the box starting point. Let's go. VM's updated and stuff like that. So let's go. Don't worry about that error. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to worry about it. Okay. All right. So we got that up. Respond. We're going to spawn the machine. Okay. So the machine is spawned. We got our IP address. Let's go back to our window. Control-Shift-V to paste that. And we're going to start our nmap scan. All right, so what it shows is that we've got WinRM running on this. This is going to be the port 5985. And what this basically is Windows Remote Management. So it allows you to be able to manage and make changes to devices over a network, which is good. But we've also got port 80, which is a website. So let's take a second. Let's jump on the website and let's see if there's something that we can actually exploit on the website first. All right, and what it does, all right, so we got redirected to hack the box. So when you see this on this, and I was wondering because the guys helped me with this when I was live streaming before, when you end up running to one of these domains and with HTTP, what this basically telling you is that we've got to make this mean something because the browser doesn't really know how to interpret that. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to update the host file in order for this to actually website to actually work, right? So remember, host file translates an IP address to a host name, and right now, unique or I don't know what that is. .htp doesn't mean anything, so we're gonna do that right now. Okay, so we're back in our terminal now. We're gonna issue a command here, and this is one that's interesting because basically we're gonna echo means, which is like basically when you do echo on the screen, it actually like types out or it just kind of like displays what you put here. But then we're gonna pipe this into, and basically pipe means we're gonna take this input and we're gonna send it into this file. So sudo t command minus a means basically we're going to use this input right here. It takes the input here, standard in, which is everything between the double quotes, and the t command minus a means append, means it's going to append it to what's already in the host file. But we need to clarify this. Okay, this is where as a tutorial I got to take a little time because I want to understand this. So we want to do a cat command, which remember cat displays the contents of a file. So cat/etc host. All right, so this is what's in it now. So let me show you what this command is going to do. When I paste this command, enter that command, we got to do Kali because it's in an area that requires you to have like elevated credentials. So we had to do a sudo. Now I'm going to cat/etc host. So you see before, this is what we had. Okay. These entries 127.0.0.1. And see, they even put the space in here. So now it makes sense why when we did that cat/etc host command, why I did it. And then if I look here now, look at the command I typed. See, they went ahead and put the space here so that it would show up in here with the space. But you know what? I think I just messed up because I don't think the server has the same name. So here's the fun part. I made a mistake because I actually put an incorrect entry in my host file. Because the IP address, I created the guide for this tutorial last night, but the service changed IP addresses today. So wow, so I got to fix that. let me show you how I would do it. Okay, a lot of times I'm not as good because you can probably run a command and to delete the last entry out, but you got to be really good to do that stuff. What I'm going to use is on a Kali Linux, you got what's called mousepad, and I'm just going to use mousepad / etc host / like that. Show you a quick way to edit. Yo, don't be afraid to go graphical while you learn. Okay, and then I'm going to just close this and save this. All right, it wants to save as. I'm just gonna click save and overwrite that. Just read only. Do you want to save it? Okay, so that's gonna be an issue. So what if what do we do here? Think about it. So if that didn't work, we'll close mousepad. I'll show you what we're gonna do. We just need to sudo this and open mousepad with a sudo command. Now let's try it. Okay, so now it opens up. I'm gonna do the same edits that I did before. And we'll put an extra line just to make sure. I'm going to close it. And I'm just going to tell it to save. And it works. Okay. So just remember, if you ever run into that situation, that's why it's important to troubleshoot. So now let's move on to the next step. Now that we added that to the host file, I'm going to go back here and let's see if we refresh if this actually means something. So still doesn't work. So why doesn't it work? Well, we didn't put it back. So let's go ahead and let's do a /etc here with the correct IP address. Let's press enter. Now let's cat etc host. Again, make sure that entry's there. There it is with the correct IP address. Let's go up top and let's refresh. Still don't get it. All right, so we got to figure it out. What's happening? So what I suspect is I'm going to need to go back. I'm going to take the IP address and then I'm going to go back to this tab and I'm just going to start from the beginning, paste the IP address. And when I do that, did I get it? Yes, that was it. So just remember, that's why I like going through these and making mistakes, because mistakes help me and it also helps you to understand. So now that we've got this, what it wants us to pay attention to is we've got these options, right? And we could spend time, and feel free to go through this and click on these, but here you want to get to the point of the exercise. You can change the English language from English to French or what is that, Deutsch? I don't know. Sorry. Okay. Anyway, French. All right. So this is what it wants to do. Okay. So now that we changed the tutorial, or now that we changed the website to French, we're going to run a little test to see if this actually allows local file inclusion. So I've already typed this out to save time, but you can see what we're doing here. So basically we took the website, the default website address, and I'll just escape so you can see what that is. And we appended these // to it. Okay. And I'm just checking to make sure I give you the correct information, because // just one of these can be used to reference a local file. And what you can see here is when I enter this, we've actually been able to reference like this SC driver host file by putting these // So if you think about it, if this works, then this means you can use the // to kind of traverse the folders of a server from the website. So that's why this is so significant. But the thing you need to know is for local file inclusion, you're using this $page equals and // which is leaning that way. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. I can't see which one is leaning, but I hope it's not reversed in the tutorial, so because that's going to mess y'all up. But anyway, what we're doing is we're able to reference this and we can see host files, mapping, IP address. And so now we need to make sense of this. Okay, so let me stop. Let me explain this to you. So we need to talk about how NTLM works. Please listen to this, because most people in IT don't have a clue. It is not very well understood by many. Okay, so I'm going to look at the camera. So what happens is, okay, you're going to start off and make sure I read this. So the client, which is your computer, is going to send your username and domain name to the server. The server is going to send a randomly generated, like what's called challenge, back to you, the client. You get that. You're going to take this randomly generated challenge and you're going to use it to hash. And if you don't know what hashing is, you got to go look up what hashing is. But it's a technique basically that changes a password and it's not reversible. Okay. So you're going to take it and you're going to take the randomly generated plus the password that you're entering to say, this is who I am. And you're going to hash that password. You're going to send that back to the server. The server is then going to be able to retrieve your password from the SAM account database, which is basically, you think when you log into a network, there's a server on the network that's able to get your password. And what it does, it retrieves it and it's going to hash the password. And then it's going to put it with its randomly generated challenge and it's going to compare the two. Okay, that way your password was never ever transmitted in a way that could be disclosed. But what you're going to do is we're going to try to intercept this. And this is where this exercise becomes really cool, because we're going to trick the server into allowing us to be able to intercept communication and be able to get to things that we shouldn't be. So let's get started. Okay, so this is where it starts to get a little tricky. Okay, so let's take our time here. I'm going to open a new tab, control plus. Okay, I'm going to make directory responder. All right, and I'm going to move to the responder folder that I just created. By the way, just do an ls, make sure. Let's see what PWD, let's find out where we are, home Cali. So there should be a responder folder somewhere. Did I not get it? I typed it. Okay, interesting. Can I create a directory? Oh, the file already exists. Okay. Okay. Maybe oh, there it is right there. I can't see. All right. I can't see. I'm not playing about that. I just overlooked it. Okay. Okay. So I'm in the responder folder right now. So the next step is we got to run responder and we're going to capture the request and so let me show you how this all plays together. We're going to use this to do what's called remote file exclusion. So this is bad enough that we can browse local files, but we're going to actually put something in the browser that's going to force this device to come to my machine and try to retrieve a file from my machine. And remember how it's going to capture that communication where we send it to domain and host name and it sends us the key and stuff back. So we're going to try to intercept this. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to run responder on our machine locally in the responder folder, because I want to keep these exercises together. As we continue to hack, this device, this server can get full. So what we want to do is we're going to do, I'll copy the command here just to save time, but it's sudo responder -I tunnel 0. Let me stop to explain. IP config. You need to understand this before we run this, okay? IF config, sorry. I'm in the wrong. IF config. IP config is in Windows, sorry. So anyway, what this is going to do is it's going to show you the different interfaces. And when you're connected to Hack the Box, you're actually connected to a VPN. And so when you connect to a VPN, it assigns that connection tunnel 0. But typically you got your Ethernet 0 is your Ethernet adapter. You can have your wireless adapter here, but right here, tunnel 0, this is my IP address. But Linux does something really cool. It allows us to be able to reference the actual adapter, so we don't even have to know the IP address, because the IP address could change. And so by referencing tunnel 0, it'll automatically work, because whatever IP address that tunnel 0 has, it'll basically use that IP address. And if you don't understand IP addresses, subnet masks, and gateways, you need to look those up and learn networking. Very important. Okay. I know I'm sending you a lot of different places, but you got to. Okay, so now that with that specified, so this is why we're gonna do a sudo responder -I. I forgot what the I does. I don't know if I noted in my notes. I didn't put it there, so just do it, and then tunnel 0, and let's do an enter Cali. So at this point, responder is listening. So this is how a hack works. Okay, I'm gonna be listening. Now I'm going to make the server come to me to try to receive a file, and I'm going to capture that with responder. And the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to go to the server here, and I'm going to enter this, but I've got to update my IP address because my IP address has changed. Okay, so I did that. I'm going to open a new tab here. I'm going to do this thing right here. See if I got it. Like, see if that was enough. All right, so let's go back to responder. Okay, I didn't get anything. Let's try it again from the one that I already had on the page. So if I modify this, let's see if I got it that time. So nothing listening. I'm listening, but I don't have anything coming. Okay, so I'm making a big rookie mistake here, but hey, this is good to see because I made a mistake. You got to think about the context of what I'm doing here. So look, I'm actually trying to get it to go it's already, this is the server's IP address. What I want to do is I want to use this local file inclusion hack that we're doing to make it talk to my machine. So if I look at my responder here, my responder's like, dude, like nothing's happening. We're cool. Like there's nothing I received because I'm giving it the wrong address. So what I need to do now is I do need my local IP address, and that's where I come in here, and I'm going to do the if config command, tunnel 0, and then I'm going to copy this, and this is what I need to Control Shift C and put this into the command right here. So let's replace this with my IP address, okay, on my VM that I'm using on Hack the Box. And when I press this, it's a little bit different, okay? So I referenced my machine. Now let's see if responder actually picked up anything. Bam, there it is. So remember I told you the process. We send our username and host name to the device. It sends us back the hash and it sends us back the randomly generated challenge, and then we hash the username and password, pass it on. But either way, we've captured the NTLM hash at this point, which is so freaking cool. So now our next step is we're going to use John, you know, John the Ripper. This is a program for you doing password cracking and hash cracking and stuff like that. So we're going to use John the Ripper at this point, and I'm looking at my screen instead of looking at y'all, to actually crack this hash right now. So let's get started. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to copy this because I need to go only to where it says administrator, okay? And I'm going to open a control Shift C. Anyway, I can do it on the same screen. So I'm going to echo. Remember I told you echo just kind of displays things to the screen. And I'm going to paste that entire thread right there. And then I'm going to put a double quote on the end of it. The greater than symbol, which means I'm going to send this, what I just echoed, I'm going to send this to somewhere. And then I'm going to type hash.text. If I did everything correctly, I know how hash.text, and if I cat hash.text, there's the information. So I now have captured this, I put it in a file, and so now I can run John the Ripper. Now let me explain something else, okay? So here's the command. Let's explain what we're gonna do here, okay? So this is a word list, okay? And this is actually installed, it's called RockU, and it's what they're saying is this is installed user share word list. This is already installed on Kali Linux by default. But let's verify this. I want to keep that page open. Okay, I'm going to do this Control+++. I say everything because I want this to whether you're listening to this or whether you're watching it, I want this to get into your brain. Okay, so let ls make sure we're in the same folder. We need to go to the responder folder. Okay, I don't know what I just did. That Control C though gets you out of most trouble. All right, so let's clear this. All right, now let's ls. All right, so there's our hash.text. So we're trying to find this RockU word list. Okay, here's what I do. All right, I'm going to do a sudo locate Control Shift V, and let's see if it will show us where that is. Okay, if I do a cd and I'm going to go to the root of the hard drive, and I'm going to do this locate command. Okay. All right, can't find it. Okay, RockU and no. Okay, so I'm gonna do here's what I do when I'm in a situation. This is totally off book what they're doing in the tutorial, but I'm at the root, so I did a cd/ that takes me to the root of the drive. You can see exactly where I am. Okay, so now that I'm here at the bottom of the drive, I'm gonna do a find pipe grep RockU. All right, and see that this is like really, really dirty. And actually I want to do RockU.txt because I don't think they, so I need the sudo because it's not having the permission. So sudo find pipe grep RockU.txt. Let's see if that exists anywhere on the drive. So this is where the tutorial left a lot of you hanging right here, because see, it's showing you, it's telling you to reference user share word list RockU.text. Okay. But if you notice that this is zipped, okay, it is a zip file. So I'm going to help you out here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to copy this file path, Control Shift C, and we're going to go back to our C. All right, let's just open a new tab. I'm a tab guy. It drives people crazy. I'm sorry, but I'll get better. I'll use whatever program y'all keep telling me to use one day. So let's go to responder again. And we're going to copy that file to RockU. Okay, copy not found. CP. Okay, there's a command. Okay, let's see if we got it. Okay, so now we got rocku.txt. Now you can learn to unzip, but hey, remember I told you sometimes you got to do it the simple way. You're learning. Go to your folder right here. Okay, and then just go to let's see, how do we want to do it? We can just go to our home drive, so we can open documents. This open folder right there. Okay, that'll get us where we're trying to go. Just click on the Kali folder, and then we know that we created a folder called responder, and then inside there, there's the rocku.txt. The reason I copied this is because I don't want to mess up the original that's there. Like, there's a lot of things on your Kali Linux box that's stored there to help you, and I don't want to mess that up, so I just copy the file. So I'm going to go right here, extract the file, and it's going to dump the rocku.txt file right here in the folder. This may take a second. We'll see. Okay, so this is another thing I've seen with Linux. All right, it's how we extract this. So let's go, and we're going to extract to. Let's try that, see if that works a little bit better. Okay, and it's basically just going to extract it right here. So I'm going to just go ahead and click the word extract. And if we get what I'm looking for, I wanted to extract it right here with the text. Okay, so now we got rocku.txt. Great. So we're going to modify our command a little bit. So I'll start with, and remember, John the Ripper is already installed on Kali Linux already. Sounds like a scary name because it is. So now let's ls, and so let's clear. So you can see we have both files. We're going to type our John the Ripper command, but we're going to modify this since rocku.txt is there. Minus word list equals, and I think this should work. Let's see. All right, and wait, there we go. We actually, hey, we did it. So we actually managed to use John the Ripper to get the administrator. Is that the administrator username or password? Hold on, let's see. No, that's correct. We just got the username, which is administrator, and the password, which is right there. Badminton. So now the next step is we're going to use a program called EvoRM. Remember at the beginning of the tutorial, I told you WinRM, Windows Remote Management, is what we were going to be targeting today. Okay, and that's a service that allows you to be able to connect to computers remotely and manage different things on computers. All right, and so we're going to use Evo WinRM, which is the name of the program. So cool, right? And we're going to paste it here, and this is going to connect using. All right, so this is going to be the IP address, I guess. -u is the username, and -p is the password. So we're going to try to connect using Evo WinRM. And if this works correctly, we're going to get a shell, which means you're going to see it say C: pop up. And that means we're actually on the server. So let's type, we can use Windows command. We can type directory now. So we're in the C: user administrator documents folder. So what we need to do is let's go to CD and see how do they want us to do it. Okay, we're doing our base. CD / takes me to the root. Okay, then we'll go to CD users, and we'll type directory. And so this is going to get us a list of users. So what we want to do is we need to figure out. So we came in as administrator, but in this exercise, our buddy Mike is the guy we're targeting. So let's go to Mike. Type directory again. Let's see what's there. Oh, desktop. Type directory. Oh, there's the flag. On a Windows device, it's different. You type cat space in the file you want to display the contents in Linux. But on Windows, it's type flag.txt. And we just pawned another box. This one was really, really cool. Honestly, this is going to be a little harder to remember. So take your time going through it. Watch the video a million times, really a million times, and like it a million times. Now you can't. But anyway, thank you for watching the tutorial. But we're not finished. We're not finished. Don't leave. Don't leave yet. Don't leave. We gotta fill out the answers here. Okay. So how many TC ports are open on the machine? This is where we go back, and this is where my tab master X here. Hopefully I kept everything open. So I detected two ports, port 80 and 5985. So let's try two. I'm going to tell you something. When I scanned it the first time, by the way, I got a different result. I actually got two ports there, but it was a different two. And one of them was the one that I didn't need for the exercise. So the answer here is 2, not 222, just 2. See if it likes that. It likes it. Okay. When visiting the website using IP address, what is the domain that we were directed to? This was, all right, so we can go to our web browser. It's right here. Oh, it's actually showing it right there. unika.htb. Let's type that. Submit it. Okay, good. So far, good. So far, so good. Next thing, which scripting language is being used on the server to generate the website? That's a good question. Well, you know what? I don't know if I saw that anywhere. Maybe, in this situation, I'm going to go back to my scan. So it's Apache, and that looks like PHP, but I don't know if that's necessarily going to be out. Let's try PHP, see if that works. Okay, cool, that works. All right, what is the name of the URL parameter which is used to load different language versions of the web page? What is the name of the URL parameter which is used to load different language versions? I think it's page, because we did question marks page equals. Is that correct? Okay, cool, page. All right, and I'll show you. Remember, we did this. Like, look at the page equals command. So if we go back, let's see if we can go back to let's just go back here and let's pop this in, because I want to make sure you get all these concepts. It's not, I know I want to make a concise video. I love y'all. I really do. I want to help y'all. But, me trying to get a views is not nearly as helpful as me actually taking some extra time for those of you that are still watching and going through here. Okay, so the reason we know the page command exists is when we went to English and we changed to French, it's an index equals PHP. So that gives us indicators PHP, and then page equals French.html. And that's how we were able to kind of determine that we were going to be able to use local and remote file inclusion, because this page command equals came up. And we was like, hey, if we just put like a / here, then we can start referencing local site web pages on the site. Okay. So I hope this is kind of bringing it all together. Let's go to the next question, because we're almost through. We're good. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So which of the following page parameters would be an example of exploiting local file inclusion, or LFI, a local file inclusion, LFI vulnerability on French.html? So what do they want us to do here? They want us to put the fast. Okay, so Etsy drivers, like wait, did I type that or did they type that? So which of the following values for the page parameters would be an example of exploiting local file inclusion, a local file inclusion vulnerability, French.html? So I guess they want us to type this out. Now the thing is, I've already got this typed out, like right here. So let's see. They're starting at the // so right behind the page. And I think this is what they want. Control, I'm going to paste this. I think that's it. And we got it right. Cool. So that was from that command that we ran earlier. Okay. And so I'll show the answer so you can see it. But that was what we appended to the page parameter up here. So page equals, and we literally kind of cut it off right here. And we did that. Okay. To be able to hack the page. Okay. And so anytime you put // you're referencing local files. Hope that makes sense. Hope this is being like retained. All right, which of the following examples for page parameter would be an example of exploiting a remote file inclusion, or RFI, vulnerability in French.html? And so it's going to give us, and this is going to be that second command where we reference some file. So it's going to be blah blah blase IP address, but it wants us to put it in the version. So what we're going to do here is, wait, they just gave it to us. Like, I mean, it's right here. Like, if I'm reading this correctly, like this is the answer, like literally right here. I'm going to try it. Because in hacking, you got to try things. You've got to get used to trying things. That was the answer. It was right there. Okay. What does NTLM stand for? This is, did I actually put this in my guide? New technology something. Yo, I guess I didn't put it in the guide. So let's go to the actual guide here, and I'll show you where to find that. That's up here and towards the beginning section here. New Technology Land Manager is what it stands for, NTLM. So make sure you read the guide, by the way. It's a really good guide, a really, really good guide, okay? So I will tell you, anytime you're trying to do something good, you're going to run into problems. Like out of nowhere, this VM just locks up. So I've got to get past this, but this is all part of the process. This is what makes the people who are good at stuff good, because you have to deal with these really ridiculous things that happen all the time. But hey, here we go. Let me get this fixed. And just like that, we're back. Okay, so NTLM stands for new. Let's see if this web page will work. Man, it does. This is why I roll my VMs back, because honestly, it just gets to a certain point. It's just not working good. So new technology LAN manager. New technology LAN manager is what NTLM stands for. All right, what flag do we use and respond to utility to specify the network interface? Let's take a look. We just ran that command recently. It should be right up here in our logs. Let's see. That's where we're doing that. Let's see if we got the responder logs. Okay. All right. So we see right here, we got responder -I for interface, and then TUNL 0. So if this is correct, then we should be able to use a -I for interface, and it's a capital I. And Linux in most cases case sensitive. Okay. So there are several tools that take a net NTLM challenge in response and try millions of passwords to see if any of them generate a response. One such tool is referred to John, but what is the full name? So this is John the Ripper. Make sure that goes through. Okay, that's good. And then what else do we have here? What is the password for the admin user? Okay, we did get that. So let's go back to our file here. And we went through John, we intercepted it, and then we ran John afterwards. Did I run John? Nope, I ran John right there, and John came back. And what did John say? We put him in a new tab. I remember that. That's where we got our IP address. Let's see, and here it is. Badminton. That's it. BADMINTON. Badminton is what it is. So let's put that in. It's case sensitive. Remember, all this stuff can be case sensitive, especially passwords. All right, we'll use Windows Service running on the box to remotely access responder machine using the password we recovered. What TCP port does it listen on? So I think this is a reference to responder in this case. So let's go back to responder and let's see if we can figure out what particular port responder is listening on. So poisoners, all of our stuff. See if I see anything that's in there. Oh, 10.10.60. Responder IPv6. So we see responder. Could it be this one? 46923. Let's look, see if that matches. No, it's actually going to be a 4. Okay, so we use Windows Service running on the box to remotely access the responder machine that we use to recover it. Could it be the port that we discovered before? Let's go back to the beginning when we started the tutorial. Could it be could it be what, 5985? Let's try that. I think that's it, 5985. Oh, it's not it. Wait, what did I miss here? It starts 5985. So that's the remote port. Okay, got me stumped here. Interesting. So a part of me is thinking this is talking about remote file inclusion. That's the port we use for that. All right, and I don't think this is the case, but it's 1015 right here. That looks like a match. Once again, we just have to try things sometimes. I don't think that's anywhere near correct. Okay, so We tried those. Let's take a look here. Go further down in the process and see if we can figure out anything that matches. Yo, I am confused. Please tell me in this video what I did wrong, because I'm pretty sure I put 5985. 5985. I'm pretty sure I put this in before. I've gone through all the documentation and I know I typed 5985. Maybe I had a space or something. I don't know. But finally, we have the space for the flag. Let's click submit flag. And man, 35 minutes in, this was long. I thought this was going to be shorter. But anyway, we have now pawned responder. We're getting close to getting out of tier 2, and we're going to get into some tier 3 very soon, maybe 2 or 3 more boxes. Don't forget to drop a like in this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Please give me feedback. Let me know how I'm doing as a content creator. So I'm not the best, but I'm trying to be better and the best that I can be. So anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget, yeah, I already said it. Just like and subscribe. See ya.